Okay, guys, this should be the last of the videos for Investigation 10A. And I'm down here, and I'm going to read through this, and it sounds kind of like some technical mumbo-jumbo, but I'll kind of walk you through what it means. It says, basic to the thermal stress indices is the NOAA satellite-derived degree heating week, DHW, a unit of measurement designed to gauge the cumulative thermal stress that a coral reef experiences over a 12-week period. 1 DHW is defined as 1 week of sea surface temperature that is 1 Celsius degree above the expected summer maximum. Hence, 2 DHWs can indicate 1 week of 2 Celsius degrees above the expected summer maximum, or it can be 2 weeks at 1 degree above the expected summer maximum. Either way, it's 2 degree heating weeks. Degree heating weeks of 10 or more are associated with severe bleaching and often coral mortality. The DHW unit is analogous to heating and cooling degree days that have been used for decades to monitor energy demand and use for space heating and cooling in the United States. Okay, so first of all, let's go back and sort of translate what some of this says. All right, so a degree heating week is a unit of measurement designed to gauge the cumulative thermal stress that coral reefs experience. Okay, first of all, you need to understand what the word cumulative means. Cumulative basically means it's an effect that adds up over time. Okay, for example, let's say that every day you ate 50 more calories than you burned. Well, the cumulative effect would be that you would eventually gain weight because the 50 extra calories from today and the 50 extra calories from tomorrow and the 50 extra calories from the day after, that would all add up to mean that you would gain weight because you're packing on extra fat in the form of calories that you didn't burn. So anyway, cumulative means just an effect that adds up over time. Okay? 1 degree heating week is defined as a week of sea surface temperature that is 1 Celsius degree above the expected summer maximum. Now, when they said 2 degree heating weeks, it can be one of two things. Either it's 1 week at 2 degrees above the expected maximum, or it can be 2 weeks at 1 degree above. Okay? Degree heating weeks of 10 or more are associated with severe bleaching and coral mortality. Mortality is a fancy word for death. Okay? All right. So now we're going to start looking at degree heating weeks on the chart, and we're going to answer 23 and 24. So I'm going to remove this paper and go back to the chart. Okay, number 23 says, according to Figure 2, the station reporting a 3.9 current degree heating week cumulative thermal stress value over the previous 12-week period was, and they give you 3 choices. They give you Fiji Bega, Palau, and Galapagos. Those are the only 3 that we need to look at because those are your 3 choices for answer number 23. Okay. Current degree heating week for Palau, 0.0. Current degree heating week for Galapagos, 3.9. Current degree heating week for Fiji Bega, 0.6. So the one with a 3.9 degree heating week cumulative thermal stress value is the Galapagos. Okay. Number 24. According to the historical maximum DHW, which is going to be abbreviated HIST max DHW, values reported in Figure 2, which of the 3 stations, it's the same ones, Palau, Galapagos, and Fiji Bega, which one appears to be most at risk of experiencing coral bleaching? Okay. History max DHW is 10.4. Historic max DHW for the Galapagos, 34.4. Historic max DHW for Fiji Vega, 7.9. Well, you notice that the Galapagos have by far the highest historic max DHW. So we're going to go with the Galapagos Islands again. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of wrap it up, and I'd like you to follow along and highlight what I highlight, and then we'll be done. Warming may be associated with short-term variations in ocean atmosphere conditions, such as those accompanying El Nino or La Nina, which are short-term fluctuations because of the temperature of the Pacific Ocean. When the period of high sea surface temperature is of relatively short duration, bleaching may be temporary and coral may recover. On the other hand, warming of the sea surface may signal a longer-term change in climate so that episodes of coral bleaching may become more frequent and longer lasting. In that case, recovery is much less likely. Okay, so take your highlighter. When the period of high SST, sea surface temperatures, is of relatively short duration, meaning it doesn't last long, bleaching may be temporary and coral may recover. On the other hand, warming of the sea surface may signal a longer-term change in climate so that episodes of coral bleaching may become more frequent and longer lasting. And in that case, recovery is much less likely. All right, let's go to your final page in your investigation. Okay. And we're just going to take a quick look at the summary right here. In a marine ecosystem, organisms interact with one another and with their physical conditions and with the physical conditions and chemical substances of their surroundings. The sequence of feeding relationships among organisms can be described as a food chain, or more realistically, a food web. The primary source of energy fueling marine ecosystems is solar energy. And guys, if you're talking about a terrestrial ecosystem, the primary source of energy is still the sun. Okay. The amount of solar energy received at Earth's surface varies considerably over the year, especially at middle and high latitudes. Think of the graph that we drew. Coral reefs comprise a highly productive marine ecosystem that can be vulnerable to coral bleaching due to thermal stress. Higher sea surface temperatures due to global warming heightens the potential for permanent damage to coral reefs. Okay, so the primary source of energy fueling marine ecosystems, and terrestrial ecosystems as well, is solar energy, energy from the sun. The amount of solar energy received at Earth's surface varies considerably over the year, especially at middle and high latitudes. Remember, the amount of solar energy that we receive near the equator doesn't fluctuate all that much. Coral reefs comprise a highly productive marine environment or ecosystem that can be vulnerable to coral bleaching due to thermal stress. Higher sea surface temperatures due to global warming heightens the potential for permanent damage to coral reefs. All right, that should do it.